Hi there, Mickey Mankus here without the back door. I'm glad you could join me today. I went into the garden and harvested rhubarb and strawberries. So I'm going to make a delicious rhubarb strawberry custard bar. Come along and join me. It happens to be a few days ago on my Facebook blog, I had posted a poll wondering, what should I make, rhubarb scones or rhubarb custard bars? Because I had just picked rhubarb. And so far the poll had said the bars. So that's what I'm making today. Except last night I went out into the strawberry patch and I picked a lot of strawberries. So I'm changing up the recipe a little bit. We're going to start with the crust. Right now I have the oven preheating at 350 degrees. The crust is, we're going to have a 1/4 cup of sugar. I always use a cane sugar. All right. And then we need 2 cups of flour. So my sister made this recipe not too long ago and she shared some of it with me. And my husband scarfed it down right away. So I guess it was a winner. You need to keep the bars refrigerated after they're baked, being that they have a custard in them. Next, we're going to cut in some butter. 1 cup of butter, which would be 2 sticks. I just kind of chop it into little chunks to begin with. Now we're going to cut the butter into our flour sugar mix. I call this a pastry blender. I guess some people call it a dough blender. I don't know. I've always known it as a pastry blender. But it makes cutting into your flour so much easier than just using a couple of forks. Okay, you want to make sure that your butter was cold, especially during the summer because it's warmer in the house, because you want it to be able to cut in to make a coarse crumble. Okay, this is the consistency that we want. It's just a crumble, and this is what we're going to pat in the bottom of our 9x13 pan. Okay, we're just dumping it in. And now we're going to press it down. This is our crust. Now I'm going to put this in the oven for 10 minutes at 350 degrees. And while that's baking, I'm going to start cutting up my strawberries and rhubarb. The recipe for just the rhubarb called for 5 to 6 cups of rhubarb, and we're going to cut these up fine. I had a comment once before from a viewer when I had done the rhubarb crisp video. She was surprised that I didn't peel my rhubarb. I guess I've never been taught to peel my rhubarb, and so I've just always left it on. To me, the beautiful red color comes from the peel. Okay, that's about 3 cups of rhubarb, and now I'll work on the strawberry. I just sliced the tops off, and some of these are getting kind of soft because I didn't get out into the garden soon enough to pick. Just remember, when you wash your strawberries, don't wash them until you're about ready to eat them. Leave your green cap on it also when you rinse them off. And if you happen to see my video on canning mushrooms, you saw that I was using a vegetable slicer and I broke it. And I did make do with what I have for the rest of the canning session, but I did order a new one. Heavy duty, all sharp metal, and I don't want to get my fingers stuck in here. So, how nice this works. Now we've got all of our strawberries just going to be sliced uniform size. I'll leave a link below for this vegetable slicer if you're interested. Also, trim off if you have any bad spots on your berries. And we'll do approximately 3 cups of the strawberries as well. Well, our crust is ready to come out of the oven. Okay, here's our crust, nice and baked in there, and I'm just going to set it aside and let it cool while I'm working on the berries. I have all the strawberries and the rhubarb cut up. The strawberries are actually sliced, and I actually sliced up the rest of the strawberries. I did add a little bit of sugar to the top here, and that's going to pull the juices out of them and make a nice sauce to put over ice cream, angel food cake, maybe even waffles. That's what I should be doing, is making waffles, because I'm going to have extra whipped cream to go with this. So the sugar will pull the juice out of the fruit the same way as if you're making sauerkraut and you're adding salt to it and it pulls the liquid out of the cabbage. Same principle. Okay, I'm going to stick that in the refrigerator, and we are going to continue on the filling. To make the custard filling, we're going to start with the 3 eggs. You want large. I'm using water glassed eggs. I use my water glassed eggs mainly for scrambled eggs when I have breakfast or when I'm baking. And then next, I'm going to add 1 cup of heavy whipping cream. For the topping, we are going to be using whipping cream also. We need 1 cup of whipped cream. So I've got 1 cup of heavy whipping cream, and I'm going to mix that in with the eggs. Whisk that up. I need 2 cups of sugar in the custard filling. Mix this up. Now we're going to add 7 tablespoons of all-purpose flour to it. And an easy way to figure this out, measure out 1/2 cup of flour and take 1 tablespoon out. All right, I'm eyeballing. And next, we're going to dump our fruit in. And mix that all in. And now we're going to pour this onto the crust. Oh, that looks good already. Now we're going to put this in the oven at 350 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes. And actually, while it's baking, I'm going to start on the cream cheese topping. The bars are ready to come out of the oven in a few minutes, and I'm going to set those to cool. But I've been whipping the cream right now for the topping. And what we're going to need is 1 cup of whipped cream. We need 1 package of cream cheese. We're going to use 1/2 cup of sugar, which I'm going to put in here now, and vanilla also. But as long as I just finished doing the whipped cream, I'm using the same beaters in here. So I'm doing the sugar and the cream cheese right now. All right, that's well incorporated. Now I'm going to add the vanilla, and it calls for 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla. I'm going to use my own vanilla that I made, and actually this is over 2 years old. I haven't even taken the beans out of it yet. This is the first time that I've actually opened it. Smooth flavor, really smells good. I used a spiced rum in here when I put the vanilla beans in, and I used Madagascar vanilla beans. So 1/2 teaspoon. All right, that's good. And now I'm going to fold in 1 cup of the whipped cream. And being I have the topping done already and the bars have not come out and cooled, I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator. I just took out the bars. They look wonderful. I love the look of the slices of strawberries that kind of floated up to the top through this custard and everything, along with the chopped up rhubarb. I'm gonna let this cool. And once it is cool enough, then I'm gonna put the frosting on top of it. And after that, it goes in the refrigerator. You know what I bet would be really good in this frosting? Orange zest. It seems like I can never leave a recipe alone. I've always got to be playing with it. And there we go. Rhubarb strawberry custard bars. Time to cut in. Does that look good? Time to taste. That's definitely a winner. I'll be making this one every spring. I want to thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Give me a thumbs up and share. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them below. You have a wonderful day now. God bless.